Dwayne, highly disappointing ending to the game that you look to have won, I guess.
Yeah, very disappointed. I think obviously the boys are disappointed in the change room, to be honest. I think that, we were poor first half. For the first 30 minutes, we looked rusty and off the pace, and we coughed the ball up a bit, and set piece probably line out didn't function as well as we'd liked in the first 20. And then I think the last 10 minutes of the first half, we kept them out. We could have been 20 points to 3 down. And then obviously going 13-6, we felt, we hadn't played any rugby, and then in the second half we were pretty dominant. I think that, when we upped the pace of the game and upped the tempo of the game, we looked good and kept game line well. A disappointing part really where we were 23-16 I think up, and camped in the 22. We didn't come away with anything, and that was hard. And then the game, big games like that, about moments, and I think that we had probably 3 moments in the last 3 minutes that cost us. We run into touch to start, turn the line-out over, and then great work from Sam in the line-out to get the ball back, and then we weren't urgent for the ruck, and then gave access to the 22, and then we had a card at the end. It was a tough one, to be honest with you, at the end, last 2 minutes, but I felt back well, and I think we showed real good character. So from that perspective, I said to the boys, look, it was exactly like we wanted to play, at speed and with tempo, and that for periods of that second half. But the big moments, we weren't accurate enough, and the line of the game, we should have shut the game up.
Maybe a little bit more pragmatic and taking a penalty when you're 7 points up. Would that be?
Yeah, I think there was obviously the first one where we were camped close to the line was a good one, and then we had one on the 15-metre channel, and the boys decided to go to the touchline. And look, that for me as a coach, I think we've got experienced leaders on the field. They have to have the feel of the game, and they felt like they had the ascendancy, and they felt like they wanted to go for it. Now, look, it's easy to sit here and say, we should take those points, because that happens in most games, So it's look, I think there's that part, but I think more so the 2-3 moments after were more hurtful for me than that penalty, not taking the points. Really.
Some interesting refereeing talking points. Certainly your crowd thought that Justin Tipuric might have seen a card on the stroke of half-time, the incident that saw Johnny McNichol forced off.
Yeah, look, obviously it's a penalty in our favour. It's just disappointing that we lost Johnny for the game, really, from that incident. So it's, so he's going through his HIA protocols now, so we'll just see what happens on the back of that, really. Hopefully he'll be okay, but if not, he'll be out for next week.
Did you think Justin Tipuric should have had a card?
I'm not here to bag. I thought he was excellent, to be honest with you. I thought he was outstanding. He was a real thorn in our side, both sides of the ball, and for a guy who's not played rugby for 12 or however long he's been, 15 months, he looked pretty sharp.
Must have been pleased with some of your performances behind the scrum. I thought Johnny Williams certainly made some gaps. Tom Rogers covered really well at fullback. Yeah,
I think that both those guys, I think Johnny was powerful, as Johnny is. I think Tommy's guy that's growing all the time. Towards the end of last season, that 15 shirt, he's very effective in that channel. He's got a lot of pace, a lot of quality in that channel. Just teach him not to run out of touch with 2 minutes to go. We'll be okay. But no, I thought he played well throughout the game.
Any injuries apart from Johnny?
Tommy Lozana obviously was forced off early in the game. I think that's disappointing for him because he's had a big pre-season. So, but what I would say on that as well is Josh McLeod. Now, Josh had an operation. He's at a torrid time of it really, with his Achilles come back, played 2 or 3 games, had to have a shoulder operation after our Cardiff game last year. I thought he was put a massive shift in. He's not had a full pre-season. He's been in a return to play programme and come into it last 3 weeks. So the thing was for him to have 20-30 minutes today, but for him to play 60-70 minutes, I thought he was very good.
What was the Lozana injury exactly?
I think it's just a bit of a calf. I don't know the extent of it yet. gutted for Tommy really, because he's a top player, and again one we need fit.
Overall, though, nice to see a big crowd and a bouncing occasion to start the season.
Yeah. Overall, I think that our review of the game will be very simple. I think that we weren't accurate in the first 20. We were in the middle, sort of in 30 minutes of the first half, or the second half, 35 minutes of the second half. Thought we were a pretty dominant team. We need to play with that pace, and we need to play with that tempo. And we can get good ball carriers. People like Carl Mahoney, Johnny Williams, those type of guys. Corey Baldwin looked sharp when he came on, to be fair. So got a lot of young boys, and Dav Hughes was another one, at 2. I thought he done well when he came on. But it's unfortunately it comes down to, well, not fortunately, it's the learning for us. There's big moments, comes down to crucial times in the game, and a crucial times for us in the last 2 minutes when the game was won, and we didn't get those right. So that comes down to match practice as well, but it comes down to a bit of learning, and that's what we need to get right.
Sam Costello got man of the match, and competition there with Reece Patchell not in this first match day squad. Was that just selection, or was he unfit at the moment?
No, selection. Costy will finish the season really well for us, and he's been excellent in pre-season. I know that Wales were impressed with him when he went in for that period of training camp. So yeah, he's there on merit, and he's trained really well and deserves that jersey. Looking forward to another home date next week then? Yeah. Obviously, my old team coming to town next week, so they've been up there with the top 2 now over the last couple of years. So it's going to be a huge test for us. They've got a couple of boys coming back from international boys coming back next week, so it'll be another huge occasion here, huge game for us. So we just need to get our bodies fit on moving again start of this week, and make sure we're fresh and ready to go next Saturday.
Anyone coming back into contention fitness wise?
No.
Just a quick one, Dwayne. What has Patch's reaction been to not getting a place in the side this week?
He's been good. I think he's trained well this week. He was fine. He trained well, and he led the non-23 really well this week.
And obviously going to be highly motivated now, and that just breeds a sort of level of competition in the squad that head coaches like.
Yeah, I think we've got three good 10s who are all vying for position. Dan Jones again on the bench today on merit. I think he's had a great pre-season. He's trained his not soft to say, but he's come back in really good shape, and again he's a leader within our group as well. He's been here for a long time. He's played some big games for the Scarlets, so there's good competition throughout the squad, and we'll see how it goes now in the next couple of weeks.
Thank you, Dwayne.
Good on.